Hello and welcome to the War of the Chosen Season 3, the season of Loki. Brought to you by Ragnarok X Next Generation 2.0. We are your casters. I'm Shibu with the one for an eye and with my partner JJ Kun. JJ Kun, how's it been?
Man, it has been quite a lot. And honestly, if you're going to be asking me that question, man, it has been what? 23 hours of no Ragnarok X action. And man, I'm just excited to get back here. Even though it only has been 23 hours. It's been quite a while. Still,
It's real, we're just building up, honestly, the wrap up for the War of the Chosen. And considering that we just came off from the first set of matches yesterday, this time we already got the whole tournament heated up. We already got the whole tournament heated up. It does feel like my yesterday was just an introduction, for all the teams, for the whole teams. But this time we have, something that is totally at stake, and that is their lifeline here on the War of the Chosen Season 3, because they're gonna be fighting. Our matches for today is gonna be fought on a lower bracket for the double elimination match that, double elimination tournament that you are seeing on your screen right now.
right. So as Shinbo has said, right, whoever loses tonight, coming in from Cairo Way and of course IFI, and of course later on we'll have Mustard 2 and WOB1. Whoever loses tonight will be out of the tournament. So definitely they cannot, however, make any mistakes at all this time around, because that is going to be the end of the road for them.
Yes. They have to actually, of course, double down on whatever lessons have been learned from yesterday's matches. Considering that again, this is gonna be this is one half of the two teams, or of the two matches that you're about to see today, is gonna be leaving. They're gonna leave here in the War of the Chosen. Would have to settle, of course, for the 8th and 6th place at the same time. And considering that we have a very interesting set of bets and choices coming from the crowd who are voting actually on this lower bracket matches. But as you see, guys, for tomorrow, slated for tomorrow, on your screen, we still have our upper bracket matches, of which a lot of heavyweight names, a lot of heavyweight teams are waiting out on facing each other, ladies and gentlemen. So right now, we have a really exciting match in preparation, even for a more exciting set of matches slated for tomorrow.
No, yeah, for sure. But for now, we're going to be focusing up into Cairo Way and, of course, IFI, and likewise Monster 2 and WOB. And that is it for our schedule for today. And, before we head into our predictions and all these, wage betting, and I'd just like to give shout outs to everyone who's watching right now. We currently have 163 viewers, and likewise to Imperator Guild of Manila, Regis Imperator Guild, and the rest of the people here as well. They are really active in the comment section, Shimbu.
Indeed. So again, to all of our viewers out there, make sure, guys, that you comment your shout outs, you comment your guilds, on whatever server you are playing from. We're gonna be reading that before, of course, all those code comments floods in our mainstream. At least we get a chance to actually assist everyone. And here we go, guys. We have the talent prediction for you. We're actually voting, considering even with the losing match that they had yesterday. I think against Panda, we're still voting for IFI this time, for this upcoming match against Skyway.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, earlier on, before the start of the broadcast, we actually checked them out one by one. We checked out the players of the teams, and it came into a conclusion where both of us apparently chose IOTI over Caraway, but obviously we are still welcome. We're still open to getting wronged. For getting our words be eaten out of us. Be slapped onto our faces, and please, if that ever happens, man, that is gonna be a huge upset because I really think, IFI does have a huge advantage against Kairoué for this match.
Indeed, man. Of course, I would like to send a big shout outs to some of the chatters that we have on our stream. We
Mm-hmm.
have Uprising Guild from the DD server. We have Playground
Mm-hmm.
from Opera Phantom. Untouchable in Original Lab. Brynhilder Guild from Incense Pavilion
Mm-hmm.
server, and Superior Guild of Crystal Waterfall
Crystal.
Bifrost. So do share, do send in your shout outs. Anyone, your
Yeah.
party. And of course, guys, don't miss out on the chance on sharing this live stream to anyone who plays ROX, or for that part, to anyone who plays Ragnarok.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone who plays Ragnarok is they're gonna be seeing this. They would be interested in playing the game, and likewise, we'll have more people, more players on playing our game that is Ragnarok X Next Generation. And who doesn't want more players to play on our games? Nobody wants. Everyone wants that. Basically, everyone wants that. Everyone wants everyone to play Ragnarok X, and that is basically also the reason why we're here.
Yeah. It's just actually a celebration of the best and the top
Mm-hmm.
players, the key players, these figures per server here in the Ragnarok X, ladies and gentlemen. And again, it all boils down. It all boils down to this for two teams out of the four who are fighting right now for their life. And of course, we had our predictions for Ayatai
Right.
Caraway. That's our first set of match. This is actually the vote. It's
Right.
actually the running vote. Then we got Caraway getting the majority of the vote against IOTI.
Yeah, that is actually what we saw earlier as well when we were checking out in game.
Yeah.
Betting, everyone is almost everyone actually was voting for Karay, but IFI now had a bit of a what do you call this? Got a little bit more of a vote here now that we see it's 75-25 ratio, but still everyone. I think I'd have to say that everyone's favorite here would have to be Caraway. But again, going back when we saw their statistics and of course their items as well, it seems as if IFI definitely has a bit of an advantage here going
Yeah.
against RKO. What do you think of
Yes,
that?
yes. Yes, I do agree on that part. Even the crowd actually onto the chat. I'm really
Hmm.
surprised by this bet result, in the game, especially on how the players have pledged their budgets. But again, just basing on the crowd, just basing on the comments, also on the chat, and your familiarity, guys, when it comes to these
Right,
players, a lot are actually cheating for still Ayotais,
right.
Roger X. There's a lot of expectations for Roger X. We did cover his stats delivered into this War of the Chosen.
Right.
Is actually racking a whooping 260 million, 264 million
64, yeah.
HP on top of 218,000 damage. So, normally you had these guys who have very, very tanky, like a skyscraper level of
Right.
HP on the sacrifice of their damage, but it doesn't seem to be the case for Roger X. He's also rocking a tournament shield, which scales really, really well when it comes to stacking up damage based off health, because the tournament
Hmm.
shield, every time you get 10% damage off of you, every time 10% of your health gets burned, you increase like, I think that's 6%.
Right.
I don't know, 3%, but stacks
Right.
up to
Right.
six
Right.
stacks. So that's a total of 18% increased damage just for the shield alone. It doesn't even account for the effect of the one hand sword of Roger X. So just with Roger X,
Yeah.
just emphasizing on this Rune Knight as the main offense here of Ayatai. It doesn't feel like the equipments, the sets here for the
Hmm.
side of Caraway is really ready for the force that can be delivered here by Ayatai.
No, yeah, for sure. But with that being said, before we head into the game, before we head a little bit more deeper with, the players, equipments, and everything, let's give our audiences while they're waiting, some codes here that they can redeem into the game. That is going to be a 0306
Yeah, that
WOCS
one.
3. Again, it's 0306 WOCS 3 for an adventurer assistance pack. So make sure you redeem that so that you can get these amazing packages in game.
Yeah, guys. Again, there are a lot of goodies to be given away here
Mm-hmm.
on our main stream. Again, make the most of the chat, guys. Send in your shoutouts because later on that will be flooded by the drop card ROX, the drop
Right.
card ROX comments. So yeah, there's also the giveaway code already being commented as well by the main page in the ROX New Generation Facebook page. So you could
Right.
also copy that already. Just plug it in to your client and just claim it in an instant, guys. Okay.
Right. So Shinbu, I, I
Mhm.
I I found a very very interesting comment here on our live stream.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is something. This is a comment from Carlo Laurel. So he
Mm.
said, "Mananalo sina Roger X pag natalo, mag-quit ako." So essentially, for those
Very
who doesn't understand Filipino, it means that he wants to win Roger. He wants Roger X's team to win, and if they lose,
yeah.
they will quit the game. So
He's
you know
very
what?
confident.
I'm going to take a screenshot of this right now just in case.
Just in case.
Carlo
Just in
Laurel,
case. Yeah.
Laurel, I got you. I
Yeah. Yeah.
got you.
Let us see. There's really high expectations, for
Yeah,
Roger X, and that's why a lot of people are very happy with their bet. So a lot of people are surprised. Okay, a lot of people are surprised with how the bet turned out.
right.
But just checking on the registry of the players from the side of Caraway, even now, no one is really hiding their stats. So it might be that these items are really the final ones are really the final items, to be delivered by Caraway Squad. We're gonna be heading up, ladies and gentlemen, towards the items as we speak. And these are the head-to-head matches. We have the two captains presented on your screen. Powder Color versus Roger X. That's gonna be Ayatai on the right side against Roger X. And as we mentioned, there's the 264 million HP and 200k attack. If you just compare that to the mage, of course, the magic attack sits at 15,000. This is actually well
Mhm.
within just the range of a refined plus 8, but the HP is it's still okay. It's just okay. It's 56 million,
56 million,
for the priest,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, all they are, what do you call this? All they are investing here are definitely going into that of the defensive statistics here. Going against, of course, Roger X's here, and definitely there's a huge, what do you call it? There's a huge difference between the HPs, likewise, and of course, their damages. Even with just Roger X, the damage itself is just so big, and as we can
Mm.
see here, again, this is also why there are a lot of people who are really shocked, really surprised, as we are as well, Shimbu. Given how there's a huge difference in like the statistics here for both of the teams here and both of the players, even it's quite surprising that people really wanted, they really wanted Karuway to win against Ayathai. But again, there's only like 25% who voted for Ayathai. So
Yeah.
if Ayathai definitely wins here, then man, cha-ching, cha-ching for everyone who voted for
Yep.
Ayathai.
Everyone is very happy. I think everyone is so excited with the result of this one. Just considering like how much badge they could earn. Some actually even betted the hairstyle of Jay Remula. Big shoutouts to Jay Remula. Played with him way back on some other MMORPGs and even here in ROX. They say that he's gonna go bald if Roger X Squad is defeated. Here on your screen, guys, you're seeing as well Kafra Corp, the priest. No, no, no,
Mhm.
the Shura versus the Shura of the Caraway Squad, and this is Kafra Corp. It may not be even the Apex Shura from the side
Right.
of Ayotai. You also got Boplap as well. You're seeing 59,000, physical attack and magic attack. I mean physical attack for the side of the Shura, that is Capra Corp. But Boplap, who's also the other Shura for the side of Ayotai, is rocking 485,000 physical attack. That's actually the highest. That's actually the
Mm.
highest onto the side of Ayotai. And it's been a while. It's been a while since I played ROX, way back. But really, I'm still curious or antsy on how Caraway could actually utilize this alchemist, because way back,
Right.
the blacksmith class, down to the mechanic, the whitesmith class is such a really nice utility when it comes to PvP on this KVM like structure. But
Mhm.
this time we're not sure if that alchemist for the side of Caraway would give good impact, against the likes of Ayatai.
No, yeah, I mean, Another thing that we have to factor here is that IFI here definitely has more of a sustainability towards themselves in comparison to that of in comparison to that of Cairo Way, where they are really what do you call this? They are really wanting to basically have the Royal Knight be their glass cannon essentially, and just write everything towards that character, whereas IFI, everyone is just stacked up.
Indeed, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Still, the running question here is, what are the chances? What are the
Mm-hmm.
chances of Caraway on winning up against Roger X? Okay.
Mm. No, yeah, for sure. But here we go. We are now going to be starting off in just a bit. Ladies and gentlemen, all rockers alike. And man, it looks like not everyone is actually named Roger X this time around. Yesterday, everyone was named Roger X, but this time they are all, they went back to their real names, to their real IGNs, at least some of them. But again, this is going to be the fight here. Carter Wave versus Aya Thai.
Indeed. Caraway versus Ayotai. Let us see if Capra Corp, Capra Corp would have the higher damage against Boplap. Because Ayotai, they're gonna be using Capra Corp, they're gonna be using
Right.
Capra Corp instead of Boplap. We have our first match slated for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is a lower bracket match played between Caraway on the blue side and Ayotai on the red. Quick advance here. We have our camera set towards actually the Dark Chaser here for the side of
Mm.
Caraway. A lot of stuff is being absorbed from the advance and offense here of IFI Guild, but you can actually see that the upper hand still comes
Mm-mm.
from the Caraway squad, with of course the squishy sniper falling down onto the side of Roger X squad. Ladies and gentlemen, a quick rescue to be dropped on that one. Roger X in 50% health, 140 to be burned
Mm-mm.
against his opponent, but still able to answer for. That is gonna be the mage going down. A rest to be answered as well by Karu. So still we are in with maybe a relatively close fight if this doesn't get or
Mm-hmm.
translate towards a wipeout, because there is enough farm of kill counts that is being done against Ayotai on that sniper's end.
No, yeah, for sure. But at the same time here, IFI here, they are really trying to get in more of the DPS here into the side of Cairo Way instead of taking down the priests first in order to, remove all these rescues coming in from their end. But, it doesn't matter for them because they are still winning. They're still trying to get in as much damage that they can. And
Yeah.
Cairo Way here is getting all of the damage down. And look at that. All of the HP right now is getting bursted down here by IFI. Definitely, they
Yes.
do have more to sustain for themselves. And likewise, they have more of the damage towards
There you
that
go.
of Caraway.
I forgot to mention earlier when we're doing the lineup, they're actually focusing now. They went actually with CT88, the mages for the crowd control, then next towards the Dark Chaser. Very quick switch here onto the side of IFI, but earlier they were targeting Octagram. Actually, Octagram is also one of the major force that can be
Mm-hmm.
signed with for Caraway. Now our screen down onto MK, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, we switch up to Octagram. Octagram here taking up a lot of damage, but you could actually see he's dropping to 50% health. He is also able to
Oh,
regenerate on
wow.
that one, maybe on the sustain, but I think that's it. Two members are still taking count on the
Oh, there's
resu.
one more.
Last priest on the count here for the Karu. They're able to actually resurrect the first priest that
Oh,
went
wow,
down.
that's
Final
it.
priest, four members down. Just onto Octagram. Ladies and gentlemen, game number one might go here to Roger X squad. Octagram is standing his own ground, but up to no
There you
avail.
go.
Ayatai squad takes it 1-0. I think that was better than expected against Caraway.
No, yeah, I mean, especially that Caraway here is just they really have their ground. They're really standing on their ground. They're trying to do their best against what it goes. They're really trying to do their best against Ayuthai. Unfortunately, though, for them, Ayuthai was able to finally determine by the mid game which they need. Which characters, which players they really need to target. And once they were able to target Octagram, number one, Octagram, right? Octagram, BLK as well, right? After
Yeah.
taking down BLK, they took down both of the priests, and then everything else just fell into place. Now, the thing is, Ayuthai just needs to do it once again. Once they've taken them down, these two priests, then everything will just fall into place once again. However, the question is now, what would Caraway do to counter this strategy coming in from Ayuthai?
Yeah. And also on your screen, guys, I just want to mention, if considering what Caraway can do, they're not even using Boplap. So Boplap here, there's no Boplap on your screen right now, right? But on the red side, down onto the three substitute members, the shooter there, whose name is Roger X, that is Boplap. So they're still not
Mm.
utilizing their heavy hitter Shura, onto the side here of Ayathai. So that this is not
Yeah.
even the main force of Ayathai yet. I'm actually curious. It seems that
What would happen, right?
there's actually a change in lineup for the side of Ayathai. I cannot see on the first registry here for the matchup the sniper. The ranger that is onto the
Right.
side of Ayathai, because right now we have a ranger. But look at that, you got CT88 already going
Oh,
down.
look at how
Dark
quick that
Chaser,
was.
BLK also on the next one. They're focusing towards Octagram, swap it up with the priest. The priest was able to recon on that, and of course, man, IFI here, the IFI squad, just really doing the blitz side, doing the advance very, very quick against
Mm-hmm.
the side of Caraway, making sure that there's very little time or room for recovery for the side of Caraway.
No, yeah, and I would have to agree as well. I thought here changing up their lineup definitely helped them out because earlier on they were
It's a
having a
lot of
little bit
free.
of trouble, right? They're having a
Yep,
little bit of trouble going against
yep,
Caraway, but this time around they can dish out more damage
yeah.
quicker than they did on game number one. And now, Caraway is just having a hard time trying to
Kill
find that
body.
opening that they want to against ISI. And look at that, they're gonna be able to take down CD88,
City 88, yeah.
888 again.
Capricorn. Yep, on that one. Actually, even the sniper earlier is getting a lot of free hit. That is the third time that CD888 would be going down. Now we have the look towards Roger X. Roger X main the Rune Knight,
Mm-hmm.
ladies and gentlemen. And of course, now looking on the screen of Octagram, Capricorp still able to clip one member, the Dark Chaser here for the side of Caraway. And of course, got Capricorp bringing down another one, the Mage. The Capricorp, despite the doubts, so
Oh,
seeing
there we
that,
go. Both of
yeah,
the priests are down.
triple kill actually for Capricorp on the count, ladies and gents. And right now the Dark Chaser is just getting some timings, with the stealth here, with the hide here of where he can actually pop out. But the problem is
Mm-hmm.
CT88, CT88, the first priest and also BLK here. They're consistently getting farmed out of kills for the side of IFI.
No, yeah, and here you go. 3 minutes down left into
Yeah,
our battle time, and
yeah.
Caraway still isn't able to take down anyone into the side of Ayathai. And it looks like in terms of like the because in terms of the scoring, definitely Ayathai does have the advantage here. But the question is, would Caraway would be able to answer back against Ayathai into that of the succeeding matches? Because looking so far in this match, IFI might be able to take this game as well and one more game, and they
Yep.
will be proceeding to the next stage of the
That's it.
tournament once again.
Yeah, Petresu, we're relying if there's any Petresu available, because now we just have a Dark Chaser who's hiding and we have Octagrams visible on our screen. 10% of the health was able to regenerate up on that one. Probably the last card that he can't in order to survive. He's running away. He has his aura, but of course, Roger X is just dedicated on chasing him down with his Rune Knight, with the damage being delivered for. Tons of damage being delivered again against Octagram, was able to regenerate. Let's see. Will he go down? Oh, will BLK go down first? He was able to step down.
Wow,
Okay.
actually,
Oh!
went into hiding once again, and they're gonna be able to recover and get CT888. But
Yep.
to never mind, they're gonna be going down once again. But at least they still have the priest once again. But they're gonna be taking. Oh no, not quite yet. They're gonna have a little bit of a resurrection here. But never mind,
Yep.
they're gonna be going down once again. BLK and
Yes.
Autogram still trying to buy as much time as they can, and it's just a
Yep.
minute and a half left here
Yep.
in this game. IFI still doesn't have anyone down from the start of this game, ladies and gentlemen,
Yep.
all rockers alike. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be quite a detrimental phase here for the side of Caraway, and I think that is just going to be it here. And BLK is just running for their life, and once found, that is going to be
The
the
bar.
end for
Yep.
the line for BLK.
Yep. After the VAR, he is gonna be hiding. He's gonna be stealthing, just buying time. I'm not sure if will there be any Petresu this time. I doubt on that one. He has good regeneration, but that's it. It's gonna be not relatively an easy work for the side of Ayatai. There's really a lot of nice endurance here on the side of Cataway, but still a one-sided game is a one-sided game, and you can actually see both Capacorp and both Roger X delivering the big guns against Cataway.
No, yeah, and at the same time, you have to consider as well that what you mentioned here earlier, right? That IFI still hasn't really brought up their main force, and what
Yep.
more if they do actually bring up their
Yep.
main force? Because if they do, right, they do,
Yeah.
maybe we might be able to see a another situation of yesterday where
Ooh.
the other team wouldn't be able to do anything and just be wiped out in less than what 1 minute.
Yep. So they're gonna be benching Octagram and CT88. retaining BLK. They're gonna be fully swapping in one of their priests as well, alongside with I think Ashura. Meanwhile, no changes onto the side of Ayathai. We are 10
Mm-hmm.
seconds on the mark. I think Ayathai is really confident on this one, fully utilizing that Ranger alongside with the Sage. This is bound to get the 3-0, and of course a lot of people will be very very happy with the pledges that they have, with the bet and the
Yeah,
badges
I
that they can
mean,
earn after this game.
yeah, I mean, it's only like 25% of the people who actually voted in for Ayuthai, and man, 25 to 75% is a huge, huge difference here. And
Very huge
man, the
difference,
winning
yeah.
streak is just going to be, well, I think everyone's just going to be, just going to be swimming to their badges later on after this match. But here you go, potentially the final game here for the Ayuthai if they do win here once again. But
Oh,
Caraway here, are they going to be able to do one more? No, not quite yet. That's going to be the
not
first
quite,
KO
yeah.
into the side of Caraway. Don't make that two. Don't make that
Yep.
three as well. Ayuthai still doesn't have anyone down on their side, and that's going to be another one. It's just going to be three down, and no more priest. Never mind. Actually, just one more priest here inside of Caraway, but it's not going to be enough though to actually revive. Never mind. This is
Yeah,
going to be
it's
a
a very quick one.
one-sided game.
Yep.
Ayathai does not let Caraway have any more chances into getting one game against them.
Octagram was slotted in the very last minute, ladies and gentlemen. I was expecting that this more squishier composition would be dangerous for the side of Caraway. Even that Shura that got slotted in, it doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't given any freedom to actually get that hit. Very minimal damage
Mm.
getting dropped or received from Caraway, and that's it. This clears up with Ayata is taking the victory in time for also you guys to comment and win the Yamata no Orochimaru.
Yeah, and man, that was very quick. That was fairly quick, and I think what they wanted to do with the first two matches, right? For the first two games, they just wanted to test things out, and on the game number three, you know what? We instead of like giving them a chance or whatever, might as well just give her a full best, our full best against them, and we'll just take them on and finish this on as early as possible. And there you go. They just won the entire thing 3-0. So far, we haven't seen anyone get a single match from the team that actually defeated them. Because yesterday we got both of them, 3-0, and today for the first match is going to be another 3-0.
Gonna be another 3-0. This is well within our expectations, just observing the setups onto the side of Caraway. To be honest, for everyone, what comes as a quick surprise for you guys would be, I think for me would be the Ranger. I didn't saw that earlier on yesterday's matches for the side of Ayatai. They didn't even utilize their 400, Ayatai, Roger X Squad, they didn't even utilize their 400,000 damage,
Right.
they're one of their shooters, one of their heavy hitter shooters for this one. They believe this is still enough, and they even made sure that the Sage is well utilized. Like I said, you didn't see any alchemists. You didn't see any of the alchemists
Yeah.
getting present, being present as well. For this match, so. There, that's it. With that, we have Caraway taking their lead here in the War of the Chosen Season 3, and that allows for Ayathai to steadily move forward with a match
Mhm.
on Friday on their round 4, lower bracket match for
Yeah.
with Ayathai.
Yeah, so yeah, as Shimbo has mentioned, Caraway unfortunately is not going to be chosen this time around, and they're going to be taking their leave into this tournament as Ayuthai is going to be proceeding once again to our lower bracket, and maybe, just maybe, even get their second chance into taking in that grand championship match later down the tournament. Maybe that is we won't know until we get into May 2nd later on. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the next match is going to be Monster 2 and WOB 1. Unfortunately, though, we weren't able to see WOB number 1 yesterday, but at least we did get to see a little bit of a little bit of a sneak peek, right, with that of Monster 2.
Indeed. Again, guys, it's gonna be very exciting. I do feel that Caraway did their very best. Caraway did their very best, at least on staying up, at least on standing their ground
Yeah.
against Ayatai. But the idea here, when it comes to ROX, you can easily, even those who are playing their KBMs, you can easily know, you can easily remember the matchups. You can easily just click on the character and see where you stand against your opponent. And
Yeah,
you're fighting the likes of Roger X, who could go toe to toe with the likes of Panda, with the likes of Blick My ES, and even with Monster main guild. So
yeah,
there's I could say that there's a lot of expectations for the side of Ayata. What is really surprising for the match that you just witnessed is not the result, but actually the result of the badges of the bet. So a lot of people are very
yeah.
happy right now in ROX because they've win a lot, from the
Yeah, the
bets and the badges.
25% of people who decided to, you know what,
Vote for
I know,
Ayata.
what do you call this? Cairo is a fan favorite, sure, but I still believe in statistics. And with that being said, people, 25%, even us, right? We just went in on and tried to predict Ayatai's win. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the War of the Chosen.
We just Game number one, ladies and gentlemen. We just came off from the match between Ayatai versus Caraway, and the crowd, the stream, the chat, they're cheering up for Ayatai. But for the badge, for the bets, it's heavily in favor of the side of Caraway. And now I get it. Now I get it. There's some good expectation
Right.
for Caraway, despite that disparity in terms of items. But this one, we're heading up to a match that
Mm-hmm.
is the bets, the bets, the pledges, and the badges are reflecting the
Right.
items as well, on the gap between the two teams that will be fighting on this lower bracket match. And that's going to be Monster 2 versus WOB number 1. Tosakan server versus Wing of Blessing server.
No, yeah, I mean, that is just going to be quite interesting to see, especially the best of the people here who they think are going to be winning, or at least who they are voting for to win this match. But at least for us, it's going to
Wing
be
of Blessing.
WOB for both of them. We're still the same uniform earlier. We're choosing. We chose the same teams, but this time we're gonna be choosing the same team again. Apparently,
Let's see.
So
Mixing it up,
It's-
mixing it up for some miracles, We're mixing it up for some miracles. So that's the story for this one. Let us see. Let us see. I mean, a ranger, a priest who's barely breaking 50 million HP. We will
Right.
know, ladies and gents, because really a Zolem squad here for the side of Tosakan. I've played to those who are those who doesn't know. I've played ROX on the Legend server, on Lapu-Lapu server. So
Right.
within the Legends, the Legends cluster server is the Tosakan server. So within the Legends cluster, this is basically a set of servers that is heavily categorized per country. So you have Tosakan, which is for Thailand. You have
Mhm.
Gatot Kaca, which is for Indonesia. Then you have Lapu-Lapu for the Philippines. So I'm playing in the Lapu-Lapu server. And for the longest time, it's always Tosakan's monster. It's always the monster guild from Tosakan who's always winning the cross-server KVM for us. No, also so that's basically the PvP feature for ROX. And whenever we see the likes of Zolam, we just hands up on phones.
Mhm.
We don't control our characters. We just allow them to just run through us, and make the
Mhm.
KVM faster. And for this case, let's see, because definitely BB's and Zolem squad for the side of Monster, they might be taking this like a breeze. They might be taking this game like a breeze. This might be very, very easy for them. But we'll know. The bets are reflecting it though.
Right. No, yeah, for sure. And I mean, at the same time here, as you have mentioned, the votes here for both of the teams really are reflective of this. Monster 2 definitely has a bit of like an advantage here, especially is the fan favorite as well to win this matchup. Monster 2 going against that of WOB number 1. But we cannot dismiss the fact that WOB number 1 here was able to make it up to the top 8, and that is not a very easy feat. And at the same
Top
time,
8, yeah.
we have to remember earlier, game number 1, this was literally more or less the same, right? More or less that of the same kind of voting for the players right now in game, right? Where there were only like 25% of of the votes that came into that of IFI, but they still won. So in this case, I don't think we can dismiss WOB in this matchup.
Yeah. When it comes to the War of the Chosen, we definitely cannot dismiss it, especially when we are nearing the later parts of the match. Do
Hmm.
consider, guys, that before we got this top eight, before we embrace this double elimination tournament bracket, we hailed from top 64.
Right.
So despite the disparity from the WOB squad against Monster 2 squad, one thing is for sure, WOB is well within the top 8, so that means they're better than the hundreds, not
Right.
just by the 60%, but the hundreds of teams that participated here on this War of the Chosen Season 3, considering all this involves all the servers of
Right.
ROX. So I do agree with you on that. We cannot discount them yet. There's still some good expectation. There is still that 16%, who
Yeah.
voted for WOB.
Yeah, and for any reasons that they voted for WOB again, if WOB wins here, then man, they're gonna be going home with so much tonight. But with that being said, we're gonna be looking over a bit of a head-to-head of the players for both of these teams, Monster 2 and that of WOB. For now, we're gonna be taking a look at the leaders for both of these teams.
So you have Monster 2's Captain Priest on the left side. On the right side, you got WOB's Ranger, Bulgari Fate. Okay, so this Ranger is actually the what is argued to be the early game type, base Ranger type that is a Dex crit build, attack speed
Right.
Dex crit build. So far very different from the usual PvP build on the Ranger class that is the in-type Ranger. This is the oldest and one of the most popular build for ROX, especially in its early days, especially its early years. And it really did double down on this Dex Brooch plus this Puppet as well, for the crit and the damage that it provides. Meanwhile, the Monsters 2's Priest, despite wearing the Valkyrian armor, which means she's still hiding her stats, she's still not wearing the Murphy set, she already has 116 million HP. So that's really a lot of stack up on the HP that he has. He also have this Eclipse Ring. There's the testament, that icon there. There's the testament of the attempt to actually upgrade your weapon. So she's already rocking 8,000 vitality also for that mark. None of them has reached the level 120 cap yet. But this sends a clear signal that actually what you'd want to base in is maybe on the other sets. But it can be argued by some players that the Dex type Sniper or the Dex type Ranger has already been outdated for PvP.
Well, I mean, with that being said, I think we'll just be able to find out, later on, as the game progresses. Because again, WOB have been using this kind of composition, has been using this kind of build since the start of the tournament. And if they got into the top 8, then that means it worked.
Yeah, that means it works, that means this crit is still a heavy hitter. I would comment on this one. This one, I feel like I'm very, very curious about this build because this is Kalek, alright? He is a Royal Guard, and this is not the usual build that you see for Royal Guard. I would have been on this one. I'm quite confused on how this build is designed because normally I see Royal Guard stacking up vitality, stacking up vitality, stacking up strength.
Right.
Just so you could get the maximum physical attack that you can, just so you could get the maximum amount of health that you can. But this one is stacking up on int. Now, this still makes sense considering there's a lot of holy spells available for the side of the Royal Guard. But he's also rocking a two-hand setup here for his Royal Guard. A Teeth Bone Bronze-Sword, for the side of Kalek. Both of these two players, I could be guessing, are still hiding,
Yeah.
their equipments. Even the main weapon here for the side of Godlike is still not yet shown. That's why for this chaser, I could still be expecting that this HP of 30 million is well within his own range, but the damage is not being shown yet. The damage is not yet complete. So I'm very curious: is will he be hitting the 30,000 damage mark, or at least maybe a 50,000 damage mark for this Dark Chasers? You know, to dish out some significant damage force against the enemy team. So these are two players on your screen who's really hiding the stats that they have.
No, and we're just gonna be able to find it out in just
Yeah.
a bit, because this is just the head-to-head. Again, these are just like the face value of both of these teams, both of these players that we just shown you guys. The leader, and likewise, of course, that of the what it calls the leader, and that of the star player. There we go. The star player of both of the teams. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean
Mm-mm.
that this is going to be like the force of that of the team. But likewise, we have to remember that this is still a team game. Even though one of them are really, really great, it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily mean that the entire team would be that of the great, would be that great as their star players, or maybe even their
There's
leaders.
there's a comment here that the Kalek is actually a crit type royal guard. So
Right.
I'm curious about that. It could be. I mean, I have no. I'm not really super familiar with the Royal Guard when it comes to when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
the builds, the unique builds. For that case. But I'm really really curious how can that crit setup be done, considering that he has the Whispering Demon statue, which is a
Right.
penetration talisman. So uh, I'm not sure if something changed with ROX, but rarely do I see a crit build, a crit
Right.
build that utilizes penetration, because criticals are 100% penetration. It
Right.
ignores
Right.
armor. It just doesn't scale properly. It just doesn't scale, with the damage. The way to directly increase your critical is to actually take up crit damage plus crit damage
Mm-hmm.
increase items. That's the one that is more straightforward, and is of course considering the card. So this one, Kalek is wearing Whispering Demon statue. So this is all a full penetration item. But we will see, we will see how it will fare out, because critical is very obvious to see. Even in the KVM, the number is very unique. You have that critical effect
Yeah.
that works. But we'll see for if this Royal Guard will really go for that critical build. Very curious. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, I guess that is one of the things as well that you have mentioned. The team here for what do you call this? The team here for this game, this match, we have Monster, and of course, likewise, we do have WOB as well. WOB1, they have been bringing out, as you have mentioned, they have been bringing out a bit of like a weird kind of like composition of weird kind of like builds. But again, this might be their strategy. This might be the cheese strategy we are looking for, that they're looking for. That's why they got into the top 8. And in just a bit, we'll be finding out how much it actually does against the other team. That is, of course, the one that we saw
Yeah.
yesterday, Monster 2.
Very very interesting registry as well for Godlike. That's a double dagger. Usually for the Dark Chaser, you rock with the double dagger. Sometimes you could go with a bow.
Mm-hmm.
A bow type rogue or Dark Chaser. But for this case, he has a shield. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very obvious that I think he's hiding, is hiding on this one. So we'll see. We'll see on that part. We'll see
Yeah.
on that part. We'll see if what will be the chosen lineup for this one. Remember as well that if I'm not mistaken, if something can be corrected, on the registry, on the current registry that I'm seeing for the War of the Chosen, there are six. There are six players who's registered for the Wing of Blessing, the WOB number 1 squad.
Right.
So I'm not sure if if there will be a change, because on the registry mechanic, they're allowed to actually update, the roster, I think
Yeah.
twice a day. So there might be an 8-member setup for this one.
It might be because as well as like the last time we actually checked in game, right? WOB only had like 5. They didn't have anything last time. The last time we checked from a few hours before the start of the broadcast, so we might be able to see a little bit of a change, or maybe, as you have mentioned, having that 8-man lineup for this
Mm.
match.
Yeah. So there's a comment, on the chat that says two-hand RG. I think even most of the time two-hand knight, not just RG, but actually even the rune knight, even in the Lord Knight times, two-hand is expected to be critical. But what I'm
Right.
very very curious correct me if I'm wrong on this one. Does critical type need penetration? Because as I recall, I cannot recall that the critical types need penetration, unless maybe they wanna double down on the damage that they can, especially if there are white damage. If there are like non-crit
Hmm.
damage. Because
Hmm.
very curious on that part. But we will see, guys. So again, as expected, there's gonna be a 6-man roster for the side of WOB number one, and they would double down on the idea of a priest. Is this for real? Three priest setup. So just laying it down on Bulgari Fate as well
Yeah,
as
Bulgarian
Galek.
Fate and Kalek.
Yeah, as well as
Yeah,
Galek. So really
it's
just for the crits.
yeah. Normally we do. We were able to see, at least for the top eight, right? We saw a two pre setup, one pre setup. But I think this is going to be the first time that we're going to be seeing a three pre setup for a team, and I think this is going to be, they're going to funnel everything down, to both of their DPS really, and to just allow them to keep on hitting everyone, all day long. But the question is, would that sacrifice onto the DPS be enough for them to actually, put down the damage into the side of Monster 2?
Yeah, it would have been better, if Galek has the substitute puppet, if he's really building and doubling down onto the crits.
Oh
But we
wow!
did seeing a lot of crits on the screen right now, ladies and gentlemen. And the side here of WOB number one, they showed some good damage here for the side of the Shura of Monster 2. Remember though that there's still Master 2 who can also give an answer. Kalek was able to get the kill towards Zolam. And of course, members of WOB number 1 is holding good ground against the side of Monster 2. But you can actually observe here, JJ, the consequence of a 3-priest setup. You have a lot of sustain, but look at the damage that against Monster 2. Unless Kalek, and even Bulgari Fate is targeting
Hmm.
one, no one will really drop for the side of Monster 2. And they could ignore Kalek. They could focus on the priest. They could just maybe even control Kalek. And maybe
Right.
just burst quickly one member here. When the Ranger is alive, you can actually see an instant kill against that Shura. So the idea here for WOB number one is to make sure that Bulgari Fate and Kalek sustains, stands up as much as possible and
Right.
get that sync target, on one target, especially on the shooter here for the side of Monster 2.
No, yeah, but it actually is working out pretty well for them as well. WOB was the first one that actually get a kill. Three of them actually even into the side of Monster 2, and that tree pre-setup is just ensuring, as you have mentioned, ensuring that Bulgaria here and of course Kalak is just staying alive as much as possible. And look at this; it seems as if they're not going to be able to. The Monster 2 is not able to do as much of a damage here into the side of WOB just because of the fact that they do have three priests, and just like that, Bulgaria is still once again alive into the side of the OB. They're gonna be able to answer back as well into Monster 2. Now again, doesn't matter. You might be able to take down Bulgari and of course Kalak, but they're going to be going up again and again and again until you're able to take down all of these priests into the side of WOB.
Let's see, ladies and gentlemen. Now we still have a few counters available. The only one member that is being counted off here for the side of Monster 2 is none other than the Shura. Remember that Shura is actually rocking just 4 million HP, even though he is dishing out the biggest damage available for him. So this is only a matter of really taking that proper position for the side of Monsters to Shura so that they can consistently deal significant damage, even on the priest, even on the defensive units for the side of WOB1. One priest is down. The next one
Wow.
is also going to be
No,
next.
two.
The third priest should be the target here. If they was able to get the
Oh, there we go.
Resurrect again, down for that Ranger. The priest is also alive. Good rotation on the rest of the epic classes, ladies and gentlemen. And now WOB is still up and running, but who is controlling Zolam? The Dark Chaser, even Godlike. Is doing a very, very strong job in dishing out, good damage. WOB is standing their ground really well here, far from what is expected, ladies and gents. And yeah, that's it. It's still gonna be a matter of time before Monster 2 may take on this one, unless they slip up, unless they allow that uptime, that maximum uptime for the side of Bulgari Fate.
No, yeah, I mean, at the same time here, I believe the game plan here coming in from the side of WOB is to just, survive and maybe perhaps win in terms of like the points, as the, as the battle phase timer goes down. And as you can see here, everyone into the priest is down, and only one left here into the side of WOB. 5v1 is going to be the situation here. Are they going to be able to resurrect everyone else here? Let's find out together, as there's only 1 more minute left in on the side of this match. But in just a bit, we're going to be
Yeah,
seeing
that's it.
that go down. That's going to be it with 1 more minute left into that of the game.
There's
Oh,
a
never
debar.
mind. They are
Yeah,
actually healing?
yeah.
Okay.
There's a debar from the pet, so a little delay on that end.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Enough tankiness for the side of Kalik here. Well, it's really cool that Kalik is able to sustain up to that point. He only has
Right.
let me just recheck again onto Kalik. Okay, he's hiding, he's hiding his HP, but I do believe he has, I think should be around 100, maybe 100 million HP on that one, because
Mm-hmm.
he's on the available setup or on the available info sheet is wearing the Valkyrian armor. He's not wearing the Murphy set, so
Right.
his HP cards are not with him. But Kalek is pretty tanky on that part.
No, yeah, but with that being said, the main advantage here that Monster 2 has is definitely that they have complete lineup and they can change up whichever they want to change up. But here's the thing though. WOB, though they're not going to be changing things up. Again, the game plan here for WOB is just to be able to last as long as possible. But Monster 2, given that's going to be an advantage here for the set of Monster 2, given that WOB's tactics here is just going to be a singular one. And Monster 2, once they can figure out how they're going to be removing those sustainability into the set of WOB as quick as possible, then WOB won't be able to answer back against Monster 2. Unless otherwise, of course, Guy JDM gets a switch up and maybe turn the tables around for WOB.
Indeed, man. Okay, so let us see, because the idea here, oh, there's the surprise, the bonus laser gold for everyone that is commanding. Again, the idea here is to actually at least give some good leeway or some good protection for Bulgari Pate. Okay, would have been nice if there is a mage, would have been nice if there's a warlock or maybe a sage, just so they could control whoever is trying to get in towards Bulgari Fate. But you can actually see that the damage won't be present here for Bulgari Fate. And now look at the commitments here of Monster 2. Monster 2's, what is this? Monster 2 is just focusing towards Kalek, and right after Bulgari Fate. Kalek is in critical health, I think got devoured by the pet on that end. We have one still on the edge of the map, but this one, I'm not so sure. This is very different from game number 1. It does feel like WOB number 1 is not as gritty compared to the performance in game number 1. All plays are done. There might be a pet rest that can come in, but let's see if Will Kalek be able to survive with this. He is getting controlled. We're not seeing some crits, so we won't be seeing
Uh-huh.
any life steal from him. He did try to answer. There's actually some crits. Kalik is now trying to counter. Was able to escape. Walk away. There is the poison. And then on the poison. Another bite. I think that's it.
And
Yeah. I think that's
yeah,
it.
that's essentially what I mentioned earlier on as well. That WOB here, given that they only have a very limited amount of members in their team, Monster 2 only need to figure out how they're gonna be able to take down most of the priests, 3 of the priests that WOB has, and from there on out, everything is just gonna be falling down into place. And Monster 2, though, Cal here is surviving a little bit long. This is just prolonging the inevitable.
Indeed, man. It's prolonging what is the inevitable. I mean, at least Kalek can really stood his ground. I do feel that Kalek really has a very high HP count, for this game. It's too sad that we won't be able to see it, especially now that they're just one game away from getting eliminated in this lower bracket match. If we look into Kalek, he has done 96 million healing,
Right.
on that part. Has dished out 45, I think 455 million damage as well. What I'm curious is, can WOB insert Guy JDM, or they really prefer this lineup? They would really prefer this lineup because they still have one guillotine cross, that
Yeah.
is available.
Yeah, and then I guess another tactics that they can push out on is to remove one of the priests, and they just did. Okay, sure, fine. Don't let me finish what I'm saying. Okay, sure.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. We will know, guys. Again, there's gonna be a swap. Hantam here is gonna be Hantam. No. Sorry, the right side substitute seat. So it is gonna be the Shura one priest and also the sage that is going to be benched. And now members here of... Okay, so we see we're going to be seeing the Gluten Cross for the side of WOB number 1 playing, and a Bulgari Fate getting benched. They really want to play it out with a 3-piece setup. This is actually a very old. This is actually a very old setup. Two Priest is also a very old setup. This time, especially with the changes that has happened on the Resu way back, and of course with the introduction of some pet Resus, a single Priest setup could also work. Now there's a lot of crowd control. There's a lot of good damage. Even the mech. Okay, which is I think this is an Axe type mech, will be allowed to play onto the side of Monster 2.
Now everyone is just poking each other out right now, just trying to check things out. Still doesn't want to, end the things just quite yet.
No, they're dancing.
Yeah, they're dancing.
Yeah. This is normal. Yeah, this is normal. This happened.
Yeah.
This has happened. Especially you're some exhibition moments. For this side of WOB and Monster 2, maybe celebrate, maybe change a few costumes. Or whatnot. They're saying TY
Just having
guys.
some fun,
Yeah, just having some fun, man. Maybe show some pets, just put up the buffs on that part. Let's make it quick. TY.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Wings of Blessing and again, Tosakan. So everyone is asking for some photo as well. Down into the middle. They already knew it. They already knew it. No retaliation from the first priest. Even the Guillotine Cross will be down. A resto that comes out as well for the side of WOB. Good, decent amount of damage is also dropped towards the Warlock of Monster 2. But you see Delinquent going down. You're going to be seeing Delinquent going down. And again, it is going to be down to the last member of WOB number 1. That is Kalek. Each team has their own memorable players. And yeah, I think that's it. That's going to be the flag getting waved here by WOB number 1, because Monster 2 moves up onto the next round in this lower bracket.
Man, that was quite quick as well, and it's actually quite fascinating to see as well that because the other team here just basically congratulated Monster 2 ahead of time and just want to have a fun time, knowing that they're just going to be on the inevitable as well. WOB here just paved the way here for Monster 2 and essentially just gives them the hope again to win for them as they proceed to the next stage of the brackets.
Indeed, man. Okay, so again, big shout out still for WOB number 1. Now I get it. I actually saw it. There is gonna be they're the likes of teams, unlike maybe Panda or like Mayes, they're the likes of that hides what their stat is. But
Right.
I do saw the strong viability of Kalek's crit type.
Yeah.
What's this? Crit type Royal Guard. I
RG.
think yeah, RG. I just didn't saw the armor. I just didn't saw the cards. So yeah, the cards on the armor usually JJ is the one that stack up health. The one that stack
Right.
up health. So those are really major stack up armors. I think they go around 30%, 20% on your HP. So it's really very important. I'm also curious about the accessory. I feel like the accessory might boil down onto a few bits. They could balance it out. But the idea here is I saw that WOB number 1 and even the likes of Caraway, there's a reason why they are here on the top 8.
Right.
Yeah, they still stood their strong ground against the likes of Ayuthai and even Monster. And look at that, guys. Again, Ayuthai and Monster won't be facing each other on the next round of the lower brackets. Rather, they will be facing the next two teams that will be dropped from the upper bracket series that we have. We got Monster, Panda Licaes, and Mali Blessing.
And then immediately after, the next day, we will be going back with Ayuthai and of course Monster 2 again, and whoever's gonna be losing tomorrow, right? Whoever's gonna be losing tomorrow, Monster 2, Panda, or Lake Mayes or Mali Blessing will be facing off against Ayuthai and Monster 2. And I think since we've already seen all the teams thus far, except for I guess Mali Blessing and that of Panda, those are the only teams that we haven't seen so far in our broadcast. By then we're gonna be able to have been seen, right? We have been already seen all the teams, what they can do, and from there on out, just vote and likewise check things out, how, make a little bit of prediction as well, how things are going to be turning out as we get to see all of the teams.
Indeed, indeed. What is exciting is the matches that are slated for tomorrow. And with that, guys, of course, we still want to commend the performances that came in from Karuway and even WOB number 1. So we are now down to the last 6 teams here in the War of the Chosen Season 3, the season of Loki. And the action continues, guys, as we try to witness how these two teams will fare against each other. Remember, we were quite familiar, of course, with the teams that has won the previous seasons, season 2, season
Yeah.
1. But on one of the 6 teams, we could have a new champion. We could have a new champion too. And
Right.
it's still very hard to predict who will that be.
Right, big. Speaking of predictions, who would have predicted the winners for our surprise drops? And that is going to be the winners, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you check out your UIDs once again, and maybe you have won the Shadow Equipment Material Selection Pack 2, or the Razor Gold, or the Green Tail Card Pack, or maybe even the sought after, what Shimbo really wanted to, is that of the Yamada no Orochi mount.
Yeah, that's the limited Halloween mount. Okay, limited Halloween event mount. So again, guys, don't miss out on every live stream that we have. We have the whole WOC. We have the whole WOC running from yesterday, April 25. That is until May 2, and we have 7 matches slated for you every day, every night. So make this your daily habit, especially if you are a player of ROX. What I really love about casting the games here, JJ, is even if we're just on day number 2, it's very, very tempting
Yeah.
to return and play ROX.
It's, I mean,
Yeah.
especially with how intense the games are.
Yes.
Nobody can blame anyone if they kind of like had a little bit of a stop, a pause in playing. You wouldn't be able to blame them if they really want to go back after watching all of the matches that we have had right now, today, yesterday, and for the succeeding days as well. But speaking of the succeeding days, we do have the succeeding match for tomorrow. Here's our schedule. Okay, not yet. We have the code first. The code that you can redeem down below. That is ROX is best. Let me spell
Mission
it out for
order.
you. ROXISBEST. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, ROXISBEST. So make sure you redeem it so that you can get your mission order.
What a code. ROX is best for the mission order. Guys, do claim it. That's unlimited use code, so just claim it, inside the game. And again, guys, all the codes, they happen here every day. They happen on this live stream every day. So again, guys, I'd like to send the biggest shout outs to everyone who participated in tonight's segments, in tonight's giveaways, in tonight's comments and codes. You could stop the code comment now. It's already done, And again, I'd like to send the biggest shout outs to everyone who has tuned in, who are of course fans of the who are of course fans of these teams, who are participating. I would have wished, there's a, for my bias, I would have wished there's a Filipino team who's present here, or a Philippine team is present in here. But that's okay. I'm quite certain there's a lot of Filipino players who still trust this, especially even when I revisited my old server, Lapu-Lapu, there's the ones who are really, really active and still playing. So sending the biggest shout outs to you guys, especially for the Lapu-Lapu server.
And likewise, there are a lot of people watching right now who are Filipino players, so your shout outs to the Filipino players as well. And likewise to everyone who's currently watching this stream as well. But with that being said, here are the schedules for tomorrow at 10:30 p.m. We're going to have Monster, the main team, going against Panda. And likewise, immediately after will be Ligma S versus Mali Blessing. Again, the only teams here that we haven't seen before are, what do you call this? Oh, this I haven't seen here is
Mali Blessing. Monster Main, yeah.
Monster Main, yeah, there you go. Monster Main and Mal Blessing.
You don't want to miss out.
Yeah, it's just we haven't seen it before, and definitely we're going to be able to gauge these teams. We're going to be able to gauge these teams, how they're, how much of a gap there actually is between these two teams. And but then on end, it's just going to be amazing matches for both of these teams.
So excited! I'm very, very happy, seeing that one. one of the best match that you could watch. Monster
Mm-hmm.
versus Panda. That's Win's squad, on the Monster main guard. I think that's it. Yeah, it's an honor to actually shotcast the game for you tonight. I hope you guys had an amazing week, and of course, I hope you guys have a great time. Continue playing
Mm-hmm.
Ragnarok. Continue playing Ragnarok X. I'm Shibu with a one for an I. My partner is JJ Kui. That is day number 2 for the lower bracket matches of the War of the Chosen Season 3, the season of Loki.
We'll see you in tomorrow.